Good morning, everyone. If you don't know me, I'm Mr. Barbino and I teach physics here. Last week, Dr. Horse made an excellent video explaining what disability means and introducing the social model of disability. And I'm going to be taking that a little bit further today, with a bit more detail about certain things. I have cerebral palsy, which means I am disabled. So some of what I talk about today will be based upon my own personal experiences of living with a disability. It is currently UK Disability History Month, and the theme this year is access, and in particular, looking at how it has improved over the years. Access is about whether or not someone has the ability to participate on an equal level with others, regardless of their impairments or disabilities. If we think about the social model of disability, society can create barriers to participation which can exclude disabled people from all sorts of aspects of society. Improving access involves removing these barriers by making reasonable adjustments and accommodations. This could be large things like building ramps, lifts, and accessible toilets, or it could be smaller things like making large print handouts or remembering to put captions into your TikTok videos. I'd like us to consider a case study to help you understand why access is important. This is something close to my heart because I love music, and one of my biggest hobbies is attending gigs and festivals so I can see my favourite bands perform live. So let's think for a moment about the experience of attending a gig to see a band live. For example, at the O2 Academy here in Oxford. When you first arrive, you might need to queue up outside for a long time to get in. Inside the venue, it's dark and noisy, but nowhere to sit down. It's very crowded and hard to move around. Might look a little bit like this. The toilets are often small with narrow doorways, and if you need a drink, you need to shout your order loud enough to be heard by the bar staff. They might struggle to hear you and you might struggle to hear them. So, imagine what this experience is like if you are a wheelchair user, or if you are blind, or if you have a hearing impairment, or if, like me, you cannot stand up for a long time without getting tired, or you might get knocked over very easily. Without any adjustments, attending a gig like this can be a scary, exhausting, and even a dangerous experience for a disabled person. And when I was a teenager and I first started going to gigs, this is what it was like. I got knocked over a lot. If I sat down to rest, I wouldn't be able to see anything. I always needed to go with friends so they can help me get through the crowd, not get knocked over, help me get drinks, things like this. It would definitely be a bad idea for me to go on my own. But I went anyway because I loved music that much and I really wanted to go and see my favourite bands, my friends. And also, disabled people deserve to be able to access live music just like everyone else. Music is for everyone. Luckily, things have actually improved a lot since I was a teenager. Pretty much every music venue now will offer disabled people an additional free ticket so they can take a friend or helper with them to make the experience easier. In general, door staff have had more training so that they can identify disabled customers and help them into the venue, avoiding having to wait outside in queue for a long time, which can be very tiring. Also, most venues have a special area like this little platform in the picture where disabled people can sit down to watch the band perform and still get a good view. And things like this are very important because it creates a safe area for disabled people to enjoy the music, be able to see what's happening, and not have to worry about being knocked over or getting too tired. Some venues go even further, particularly the larger ones. I was lucky enough to go to the O2 Arena in London last year to see the Chemical Brothers perform, and the access rail was amazing. I got to sit down with a very good view, and also the bar staff actually came to the disabled viewing area to deliver drinks so that we could have something to drink without having to get up, walk a long way, and stand in a queue. Not everything is perfect though. A lot of the smaller venues still have more they can do, but progress is being made. Things are a lot better than they were, and it's now a lot easier for disabled people to access live music on an equal footing to non-disabled people. It's important to recognise that improvements like these in the music industry and in all other aspects of society have been driven by disabled people, activists and advocates who are themselves disabled. Part of UK Disability History Month is to recognise the struggle that disabled people had to go through to make things easier for them to access all aspects of society equally to non-disabled people. In the music industry, the changes and improvements are a direct result of the hard work of Attitude is Everything, a charity set up by disabled people and run largely by disabled people who were and are big music fans. Attitude is Everything works with lots of different music venues as well as music festivals like Glastonbury, Reading and Leeds and Isle of Wight to improve access for disabled music fans. And without the campaigning, research and advocacy of this charity, things would definitely not have improved as much as they have. However, disabled people should not be the ones who have to struggle and fight continuously to get equal access. Equal access is now considered a human right by the United Nations and their Charter for Rights of Disabled People. Therefore, it's important that everyone thinks about access in all aspects of life. So I encourage you, after you leave school and you go on to create things, organise things and participate in things, that you consider these questions. Who has access to this activity? Who can't access this activity? And what adjustments can be made to allow a wider spectrum of people to get access? Often it is only small changes you need to make that will make a big difference to a lot of disabled people. Anyway, that's all that I have for you today, but I will be providing your tutors with some resources to think about this in more depth. Thank you for listening.